So guys, we are discussing now the problems of annuity based on which are based on annuity from the miscellaneous. Okay, so I think go to miscellaneous exercise of your government textbook and you can refer solve the following question number 14. Okay, we'll discuss all the problems with respect to annuity. Fine. So let us understand what is question number 14. Fine. So in question number 14, what they have said is find the amount of ordinary annuity. So amount of ordinary annuity they are asking, amount as in the accumulated amount. A, ordinary annuity is annuity immediate. So we have mentioned A, not A dash. If the payment of 500 is made at the end of every quarter, so 500 is the annuity, okay? 500 is the annuity because it is the installment which is paid at the end of every quarter. End of every quarter meaning again it is like annuity immediate, end of every quarter. Had it been beginning, then it is ordinary annuity due. Fine. So C is equal to rupees 500. So in a year, 4 times we have to make this payment. N is equal to 5 years, 5 into 4, which is equal to 20 installments, and I is equal to 12%. 12% upon 4, which is equal to 3%. So A is equal to C by I, 1 plus I raised to N minus 1. You can use the same formula. Okay, you can put the respective values. C is equal to 500. I've taught you this calculations in the earlier session uh, from the exercise questions. Okay, just I'm putting this values and I'll stop at a certain point. Raised to 20 minus 1. So this value will be given to you. This is 1 plus 3 upon 100 raised to 20. That is 103 upon 100. That is 1.03 raised to 20. This value will be given to you in the exam, which is not mentioned in the textbook. So this is 1.8061. So you can make a note of this. This value will be given to you. Don't worry. Let us go to question number 15. Question number 15, the find the amount a company should set aside at the end of every year. So definitely this is annuity immediate because certain amount has to be kept in a certain investment policy at the end of every year. Okay, if he wants to buy a machine expected to cost 1 lakh at the end of 4 years. So the in future he wants to accumulate a sum of 1 lakh. For that, a person has to keep a certain amount at the end of every year, so that's the installment that he needs to put, that is C. N is equal to 4 installments, which is 4 years. I is equal to 5%, 5% per annum. So A is equal to C by I, 1 plus I raised to N. So this kind of problem also we have done in the exercise. I'll just put this values and uh, show you. I'll not be solving the entire problem because similar problem we have done in our exercise 1.2. Okay, so this is 5% raised to n. N is 4 minus 1. Okay, sorry for this. Okay, so you can take this over here, cross multiply this, and you can solve this, right? So you can practice this problem on your own. Fine, so let us go to the next problem. Question number 16. Find the least number of years for which an annuity of 3000 must run in order that its amount exceeds rupees 60,000 at 10% compounded annually. So we need to find out n and basically annuity of 3000. So C is equal to rupees 3000. Okay, and amount A should be greater than 60,000. Fine. And certain values are given to you in the problem. I is equals to 10%. That's also mentioned. So A is equal to C by I, 1 plus I raised to N minus 1. Okay. So C is nothing but 3000. Okay. Upon I is 10%. 1 plus 10% raised to N. N is what? That we don't know. Okay. 10% is 10 upon 100. So A is equal to 3000 upon 10 by 100, 1 plus 10 by 100 raised to n minus 1. So 3000 into 100 upon 10. Okay, this 100 goes up. The 0 is getting cancelled. 10 plus 1, 11 upon 10 raised to n minus 1. So 1 0 gets cancelled. So 3 zeros and 4 0. Okay, and this is 11 upon 10 raised to n minus 1. This is the value of A. Now if you see in the problem, they have given A should be greater than 60,000. So we'll put the value of A that we have calculated in the previous step. Okay, so this is A, 3 lakh, sorry, 30,000 up into 30,000 into 11 upon 10 raised to n minus 1, put a bracket, 60,000, cross multiply, division with a positive number, no sign change, the inequality remains same because we are dividing with a positive number. So this is 2 minus 1 is added on the right hand side. So 11 upon 10 raised to n greater than 2 plus 1. So 1.1 raised to n is greater than 3. Now this is what we have got. Okay. Now see two values they have given. 1.1 raised to 11 is equal to 2.8531 and 1.1 raised to 12 they have given as 3.1384. So see guys, if n is equal to 11, so the value is not greater than 3. This value is not greater than 3. But then if the n value is equal to 12, it exceeds 3. So this value is certainly greater than 3. So the least number of years is equal to 12. 12 years are required. Fine. Next problem, question number 17. Find the rate of interest compounded annually if ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity is nothing but annuity immediate. Ordinary annuity of 20,000. So C is equal to 20,000. Okay. Amounts to 41,000. So the future value is 41,000 in 2 years. N is equal to 2. We need to find out the rate of interest. So A is equal to C by I, 1 plus I raised to N minus 1, 41,000. C is 20,000 upon I, 1 plus I raised to 2 minus 1. Cross multiply. Okay, so 41,000 into I upon 20,000 is equal to 1 plus I the whole square minus 1. Cancel the zeros. Cancel the zeros over here. So this is 41 I upon 2 is equal to, apply the formula of a plus b the whole square, a square plus 2ab plus b square, and this minus 1 is also there. So 41 I upon 2 is equal to 1 plus 2i plus I square minus 1. 1 and 1 is getting cancelled. 41 I upon 2 is equal to, take I common, 2 plus I. Okay, now from both the sides I will get cancelled. 2 you cross multiply over here, so this will be, I'll take it to the next page rather. 41 is equal to 2 into 2 plus I. Okay, so 41 is equal to 4 plus 2i, right? Okay, just let me go back and check whether some error has occurred. 41,000 upon 20. Okay, just a second. I need to check some calculations over here whether something has gone wrong. 41,000 upon 20,000. So I think I made some popping error somewhere. I have put one extra zero over here. 41,000. So only three zeros will get cancelled. Sorry for that. Okay, so 41 upon 20. This is 41 upon 20. This is 41 upon 20. So cross multiplication will be 20 over here. So 40 plus 20i. Okay, so 41 minus 40 is equal to 20i. 1 is equal to 20i. I is equal to 1 upon 20. But then we know I is equal to rate upon 100. So 1 upon 20 is equal to rate upon 100. So rate is equal to, send this 100 over here, 100 upon 20, which is equal to 5% per annum. Fine. So that was question number 17 for all of you, right? Let us discuss question number 18. Question number 18, everyone. So this has appeared in the board exam as well. So do this properly. A person purchases a television for 20,000. So 20,000 he's paying in cash upfront, and whatever balance is left he's paying in installments every month for the next 2 years. So if the money is worth 12% per annum compounded or converted monthly, what is the cash price of the television? So they're asking the cash price of the television on day one. Okay, so whatever the cash price is quoted by the shopkeeper to the customer, it is not the future value, it is the present value. So ye present value may say 20,000 is already paid, and the balance amount is paid in the form of 24 EMIs. Okay, because every month is going to pay EMI, and that is going to happen for 2 years. Okay, so the present value is 20,000 plus balance amount. So basically this balance is also the present value of the 24 EMIs. Okay, and this is the cash price of the television. Fine. So cash price of the television, I will just reframe all this for you. Cash price is equal to 20,000, which is paid on day one, plus present value of all 24 EMIs. We cannot take future value of all the EMIs. We have to take present value because the price is asked, which is quoted while purchasing the television, right? If you are not able to remember this, just remember, mug it up or do whatever. But then it is a present value, 20,000 plus present value of all EMIs, 24 EMIs. Okay. अभी इसका डेटा कैसा दिया है कि C is equal to 1000, C is equal to 1000. Okay, N is equal to 2 years, so 2 into 12, that is 24, and I is equal to 12%, divided did this by 12, 1%. So whenever guys, it is monthly payments, multiply the time period by 12 and divide the rate by 12. So this is 20,000 plus P formula is C by I, 1 minus 1 plus I raised to minus, and we'll consider annuity immediate. Why? Because 10,000 rupees, which is the annuity, is paid at the end of every month. Okay, hence it is not P dash but then P, annuity immediate. Okay, now put the values over here. 20,000 plus 1,000 upon I is 1%. 1 minus 1 plus 1% raised to N is what? 24 minus N, sorry, that is minus 24. Okay, 20,000, 1 upon 100, 1 minus 1 upon 100 raised to minus 24. 20,000, 1,000 into 100, 1 minus this value is 101 upon 100, that is 1.01 raised to minus 24. This value is will be given in the exam. Definitely it will be given. Okay, and that value is 1 minus 0.7875. Now what is 1 minus 0.7875? that is 0.2125. 20,000 plus 1 lakh into 2125 upon 10,000. 20,000 plus 21,250 rupees 41,250. This is the cash price of the television. Okay, so prepare this problem well because it can be asked in your exam. Already it has appeared in the board exam once. Okay, as a 3 marker or 4 marker. I don't remember that, but then it is asked. Question number 19. Okay, find the present value of annuity immediate. So they are asking P because it's annuity immediate problem. C is equal to rupees 20,000. Okay, I is equal to 10%, and is equal to N is equal to 3 years. So 3 installments, right? And this value will be given to you 0.7513. Okay, so P is equal to C by I 1 minus 1 plus I raised to minus N. So what is C? C is 20,000, I is 10%, 1 minus 1 plus 10% raised to minus N, N is 3. So you can proceed with this calculation because it's really very simple and we have done such kind of examples earlier. Okay. Question number 20, market very important, right? Question number 20, market very important because this problem also was asked earlier to you in the board exam. Okay. A man borrowed some money and paid back in three equal installments. So installment amount is given as rupees 2160. This is the installment. What amount did he borrow? So the amount he borrowed is the borrowed amount on day one, not the it's not the future value. Are you understanding? If I'm borrowing a certain amount, that's the principal value. That's not the future value. So that's the present value, which is the principal value. They're asking how much he borrowed. If the rate of interest was 20%, okay, and n is equal to 3 because they have given 3 installments. So P is equal to C by I 1 minus 1 plus I raised to minus n. 2160 I is 20%, 1 minus 1 plus 20% raised to minus 3. So 2160 upon 20 by 100, 20 by 100, 1 minus 1 plus 20 by 100 raised to minus 3. 2160 into 100 upon 20. 1 minus 20 is getting cancelled. 100, 10 into 1, that is 10 plus 2, 12 upon 10 raised to minus 3. 0 0 getting cancelled. 1080 and one more 0. Okay, and this is 1 minus 1.2 raised to minus 3. Okay, 1.2 raised to minus 3, this value will be given to you obviously in the exam. That is 1 minus 0.5787. So this value is 1 minus 0. Sorry, 0.5787. So subtract it from 1. 1 से subtract कर दो उसको. Okay, 1 minus 0.5787. So this is how you have to subtract. That is 0.4213. So 10,800 into 4213 upon 10,000. 4 decimal places, so 4 digits, 4 zeros. So 4213 into 108. This multiplication you'll have to do. That will be 455004 upon 100, which is rupees 4550.04. Fine. The next part of the problem is how much. Also find the total interest charged. See, he borrowed this much amount. This is the amount that he borrowed. How much he paid? Amount borrowed, I'll just write rupees 4550.04. Okay, amount paid 3 into 2160, that is equal to 6480. So interest charged or interest paid by the customer is 6480 minus the borrowed amount. Okay, just subtract this, you will get the answer. And that is equal to, this is 6, this is 9, this is 9, this is 2, then this is 13, this is 8. Okay, and just a second, I think I have made some calculation error. Oh, so this is 14, sorry. This is 14, so this will be 9. Okay, so if you subtract this, this will be the final answer over here. Okay, that was question number 20 for all of you. Let us go to question number 21. Fine. Last four problems of this miscellaneous exercise. Question number 21. Right? A company decides to set aside a certain amount at the end of every year to create a sinking fund. How much? That should amount to rupees 9,28,200 in 4 years. So amount accumulated in the future is 9,28,200. Okay, after 4 years. So n is equal to 4 because this problem is not for half yearly, come monthly or quarterly, something like that. So 4 years will be 4 installments. So every year he has to put certain amount in some investment policy. Okay, so that in future he'll get a benefit of 9,28,200. So as to plan himself accordingly. So what is that amount? So we are asking C in this particular problem. I is equal to 10%. I is equal to 10%. So A is equal to C by I. 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. We are considering annuity immediate because they are mentioning what amount has to be put at the end of every year for 4 years. Okay. So 9,28,200 is equal to C. C we don't know. I is 10%. 1 plus 10% raised to 4 minus 1. So this will get cross multiplied over here, and you can simplify this and solve and get the value of C. Such type of problem obviously we have done in uh, the exercise. Okay, let's not waste time over here. Question number 22. Okay, find the future value. So they are asking the future value. They are very straightforward. Okay, after 2 years, if the amount is invested at the end of every half year, so it's A, not A dash, because amount is invested at the end of every half year. So n is equal to 2 years into 2 because the problem is of half yearly. So that is equal to 4 installments. I is equal to 12% upon 2, which is 6%. Okay. So C, 12,000 is put every half year. Okay. In a year, twice. Okay. So 12,000 is put at the end of every 6 months. So they are mentioning at the end of every 6 months. So we are assuming that it's not assuming, but then it is implying that it's annuity immediate, right? We are multiplying with 4, multiplying the time period with 2 and dividing with rate with 2 because it is half yearly problem. Half yearly, semi-annually, biannually, all means one and the same, right? So A is equal to C by I, 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. Put the value of C as 12,000, I as 6%. 1 plus 6% raised to 4 minus 1. These values will be given to you in the problem. Okay, so if not given, definitely it will be given in the problem. If the textbook misses that out, वो लोग दे देंगे, don't worry in the exam. So this value will be given to you, 1.2625. Okay, you can use this value over here for calculation, right? Let's go to question number 23. Okay, question number 23. Okay, how many years would an annuity due of 3000 accumulated rupees 19,324.80 at 20% per annum compounded yearly? Annuity due of 3000. So C is equal to 3000. Okay, accumulated. So future value is A dash because the problem is of annuity due. Okay, N they are asking compounded yearly. I is equal to 12%. So A dash C 1 plus I upon I 1 plus I raised to N minus 1. So we are supposed to find out N over here. A dash is equal to 1932 4.80. C is 3000. 1 plus I is 20% upon 20%. 1 plus 20% raised to N minus 1. Okay, you can send this 20% over here. So 1932480 upon 100. I am eliminating the decimal point into 20%. 20 upon 100. Again, I tell you, I have written this as 1932480 upon 100 in the next step. और ये 20% को भी मैंने multiply किया on the left hand side and I have written it as 20 upon 100. So that is equal to 3000 into 1 plus 20 upon 100 into 1 plus 20 upon 100 raised to N minus 1. So zero zeros are getting cancelled, right? 193248 into 2, 100 into 3000. This I have taken down over here. This will be 120 upon 100. This also will be 120 upon 100 raised to N minus 1. Okay. 100 will get cancelled because there is multiplication over here. Now again cross multiply 120 over here. 120 into 3000 is equal to, this is 1.2 raised to N minus 1. So 2 ones are 260s are. Okay, so this is 193248 upon 18 and 4 zeros. I have multiplied it. No need to multiply, but then you can obviously multiply. Is equal to 1.2 raised to N minus 1. Take the minus 1 on the other side. 193248 upon 1,80,000 plus 1. Okay, so 193248 plus 18,000 upon 18,000, no, sorry, 1,80,000 raised to N. Just add this 3248 will be written first. Okay, and 19 plus 18, that is equal to 37 upon 1,80,000. Okay, now we need to check whether this is divisible by 2. Yes, both the numerator and denominator are divisible by 2. So let's divide it by 2. नीचे का division will be 90,000, right? And ऊपर का division will be 3. I'm doing it in rough. 373248 divided by 2. Okay, so it is 186624. Okay, then once again it is divisible by 2. this will be 45,000, and this will be 186624 divided by 2, 93312, 1.1 raised to n, 93312 divided by 2. So this is 46656 upon 45,000 is also divisible by 2. 22500, which is 1.1 raised to n, right? So once again divisible by 2. 23328 upon 11250, right? It's a very calculative, I should say. 23328 divided by 2. 11664 upon 11250 divided by 2. 5625. Now let's check whether the numbers are divisible by 3. So you have to sum up the individual digits. So numerator and denominator, yes, both are divisible by 3 because the numerator total is also 18, denominator total is also 18. So both are divisible by 3. 5625 divided by 3. Okay. 1875 in the denominator. Okay. And this is 1.2. By mistake, I'm writing 1.1 again and again. This is 1.2. Okay. Fine. And numerator also we divided by 3 over here. 11664 divided by 3. 3888. Okay. Are these numbers divisible by 3? We need to check that. Numerator, yes, it is divisible by 3. 24 plus 3. Denominator, that is 12 plus 6, 18. Yes, it's divisible by 3. So 1296 upon 1875 divided by 3, that is 625. 1.2 raised to n. Okay. So 11 plus 2. Now it's not divisible by 3. Now we need to manually divide it. 1296 divided by 625. इसका division कर दो आप. Okay. So this is 2.0736. Okay. We got this. But then given in the problem, they also have given one problem, one value. ये value भी दिया हुआ है problem में. 2.0736. This is given. Okay. तो ये दोनों को compare करो. What is n? N is equal to 4. 4 years, 4 installments. Okay. That's it. Let's go to question number 24 and finish it off. The last problem of the miscellaneous exercise. Okay, so a very, very, very important problem this is. Some machinery is expected to cost 25% over its present value of 6,96,000 after 20 years. So value of machine after 20 years, 6,96,000 plus 25% of the original value, that is 6,96,000. So 6,96,000, 25 upon 100, 6,96,000. The zeros are getting cancelled. Okay, you have to multiply this. Multiplication, division, addition, subtraction में कोई error नहीं होना चाहिए. 6,96,000. So 6,960 into 25. So that is 174,000, and that will be 8,70,000. Okay, so in future if he has to purchase this machine, he will have to make sure that this much amount is ready. But then while purchasing a new machine after 20 years, he will sell off the old machine, which will give him a certain amount in his hand. Okay, so scrap value is present in the problem. Okay, so this benefit he will get. So ideally he is in need of 8,70,000, but then due to scrap value, this will go further down. Okay, So how much is to be accumulated in the future? That is A. Why I'm saying A? Because what amount should be set aside at the end of every year, they are saying. Okay, at the end of every year. So end of every year, nothing but uh, annuity immediate, right? So A is 8,70,000 minus 1,50,000. That is 7,20,000. Okay. See, he has to accumulate 8,70,000 while purchasing a new machine after 20 years. That is for sure. But then he's selling off his old machine, right? ओल्ड मशीन जो जाएगा तो उसका कुछ तो स्क्रैप वैल्यू रिटर्न में आएगा. So that value he can put it in purchasing the new machine after 20 years. So उतना फायदा होगा उसका, right? So 8,70,000 में से we have to subtract the scrap value. So A we got. C we need to find out because they are asking how much amount should be set aside every year at the end of every year. So C is asked. Okay, I is equal to 20 years. N is equal to 20 years, 20 installments. I is equal to 5%. So A is equal to C by I. 1 plus I raised to N minus 1. A is equal to 7,20,000. C upon 5%. 1 plus 5% raised to N. That is 20 minus 1. So you can multiply this over here, 5% cross multiply kar lo. And this situation we have come across a good number of times earlier as well. So from this you can get the value of C which is required. Okay, thank you.